took it a good minute to go live. I started to do this in the house, but it was just a little bit too warm. So I thought, well, why don't I just go ahead and, well, there fell my glasses. Just a moment. I've not done it in a stream in this spot, so I haven't quite got my situation figured out yet. It will like I'll put that over here in my laundry tub. I'm right next to my big tub where I do laundry. But we're going to talk about Adrasdea because, once again, I always worry about when creators are going so far beyond terms of service they could, well, get all of us wiped out at some point. And when Adrasdea is at the point of threatening if you don't give her money, she's threatening self-harm, well, I got to do a stream about her if I want to or not. Evidently, Chrome was wanting me to get a contractor. Oh, okay. I forgot this one don't like to adjust the volume, but at this time it let me. I'll have chat up here just in a minute. This is my old phone. Hello, let it go. But yes, on day 4 of Adrastea's PayPal bag, it wasn't paying off. So she edited it and changed her title, which I clicked a screenshot of and I put on the community tab. And when more people get in here, we'll cover it a bit and, we'll play her begs. Because, she literally is threatening to harm herself if she don't get money. Now let me get her channel up here. Because I don't want to say this wrong. Once again, I want to have her title word for word. Please help me not hurt myself today. PayPal, and then she puts her PayPal in her title. It's okay, honey. Guess who come see us? Summer. Timmy says, what are we doing? We're streaming over here. We don't stream over here. We stream over there. But she doesn't understand where we normally stream is completely sunny. And there is no shade. So, I came over here to where we got all of this green around me. You see? And she says, what are we doing? Well, yes, you have a butt, Summer. You saying? But yes, and her first video after that, I wish someone would kill me. It's the only way I'll ever not hurt. Her next video, and by the way, the PayPal was 54 minutes ago. And then 48 minutes ago, she put up the, I wish someone would kill me. And then in 26 minutes ago, she put, others lied about my situation. People got angry and threatened. And then 14 minutes ago, she did another one. I'm so alone. I abandoned myself. Don't try lying. Oh, she's got one that's come up just since then going, thank you. Let me guess, she probably got a sucker. Got one that's come up just since then going, thank you. Let me guess, she probably got a sucker. Well, we can... Got one that's come up just since then going, thank you. Let me get...
Thank you for the donation that I just received. I can't say your name to openly thank you because it will cause people to attack you. Because anybody who helps me, unfortunately, is in danger if they know that I've been helped. But thank you. It was extremely helpful and will get me through today.
Through today!
And I wish that I could be more openly thankful to you without putting you in danger. I want to say thank you for the donation that I just received. I can't.
Now she retitled it, Threatened Self-Harm, and she got money. And as you heard, that'll get me through today. So now that she's got success doing that, what do you think she's going to do next time?
name to openly thank you.
Okay,
Because it will.
so yeah, she's got that on a short because you can only upload 9 videos in a day, but it lets you upload more shorts. No, let it go. I didn't, but it doesn't surprise me because her bond was so low. Because here, one thing, we'll talk about that in a little bit and look up, but now it don't surprise me. I mean, all she had to do is come up with $250 cash from a bail bondsman. You know, in reality, she has that on her card. You know, because she's not been spending. And all she'd have to do is have someone else get it off her card, which would just require her getting the numbers. So no, that don't surprise me at all. So we'll probably have another live about that later. But you know, I wanted to cover Adrasdea and her self-harm. You know, because before I started this, I'm like, you know, now she's going the Letitia route, threatening self-harm to get money. And now she got it. Yes, Letitia is the pregnant one. Adrasdea is the 36-year-old murderess that skated. She's the goblin, as Grimgoth said. You know, on the Grimgoth channel, you know, he did an Adrasdea vid and talked about the crying goblin, and he basically cry-shamed the goblin because, you know, Fantasyland monsters are not supposed to cry. You're getting summered, everyone. Matter of fact, you might get knocked over and see the sky. Summer, honey, this is not a good spot to lay down, sweetie. I love you, Summer. I love my kitty. Okay, well, evidently, I am going to hold this now, and you're going to, you know, I'm going to have to do it this way because, you know, Summer's kind of taking the chair over, and, you know, I don't get a vote in this. So I'm going to have to like prop you up on. Sorry, that was me trying to find a way to prop you up because my kitty has decided. But yeah, I mean, she threatened, you know, let's play her. Please help me not hurt myself today. Well, someone did help her not hurt herself today. Now, of course, the only threat to Adrasdea was Adrasdea.
Making a second video on day 4, asking for just a little bit of help because my anxiety and my nerves are shot and I am on the verge of hurting myself, and I just really desperately need to go and get some cigarettes or something that will help me calm myself down so that I don't hurt myself today.
Cigarettes or something. Now she has like some kind of a pack-a-day habit all of a sudden we didn't know about.
And I know this probably isn't going to work. I know that I'm alone in this world. I know that there is nobody that cares about me or wants to see me thrive. I know that
this is her typical, you know. All my family's dead. I buried them all. And a few years after I buried my mother, I started having seizures. During COVID, they cut off my services. I said I had rights. They said that was threatening them. And, you know, I have been abused by the system.
To kill myself, but I am asking anyway in case there's a single human being out there that is willing to help save my life today.
That's her short. A single human being that will save her life. She just suicide baited to get money. Well, yeah, Al, you know, it does, you know. My parents, I don't smoke. The reason why, both my parents smoked like a freight train and had zero consideration for me. So, you know, everyone can have their own habit, but, you know, cigarettes has never been an issue for me. Now, you see, Al, she really meant pot. But you see, pot hasn't been working. She has borderline personality disorder. So she is immediately trying to use a deception. Now, you see, I too have borderline personality disorder. It took them 3 years to find it because, like my severe depression, my dark sides of my mental illnesses do not affect me like a typical textbook. Now, what it does is, like the deceptive part of my borderline, if I want amusement, I will construct a scenario for my amusement, and then I will manipulate that scenario into happening. But, I'm not going around and being malicious. I could be accused of being an obnoxious ass. And that's how my borderline works itself out. But, Adrasdea, once again, we go with patterns that work. Now, when I was a child and my father stopped feeding me at 6, sitting around did not work. Sitting around and crying and begging for help, that didn't work. So, as a child, I went out and earned a couple dollars. I stole if I had to. Oh, I'm sorry, Al, but we got a cat issue. I mean, Summer, you're supposed to be over here, but, Summer, took everything, and I'm, having to hold this tablet in my hand and watch chat at the same time. Because, like I said, you're supposed to be sitting right there. But, they say don't work with children and animals. Well, I'm not over my mic. No, I'm not over my mic. But this is a very old device. And I had stopped streaming on it a long time ago. But, it's kind of, we go with what we've got. So it's like my iPhone, I have to, when I do videos on it, I basically have to scream more. Well, hello, David. Well, there's a lot of lag on this. When I turned on Adrastea's audio earlier, I thought I had cleared, what should have been my reverb. And no, it didn't. But, we're out here on a sunny day in the middle of God's country. Well, I'm actually having to kind of sit my leg like a contortionist right now. And of course, Summer's sitting here and knocked my pipe on the floor and my lighter off. And that's my kitty. Now, this is her, I wish someone would kill me.
I just don't want to feel this way anymore. I just can't handle feeling like I'm just hated, worthless trash that nobody's ever gonna love, that nobody's ever gonna want to help, that nobody's ever gonna want around.
We're on my front deck. Because you see, since I actually bathe out here and stuff, you see all of this? I put ivy, and that's a trumpet vine, across my deck railing. And that way, if I want to, I can actually sit out here completely naked and, enjoy my best life or bathe if I feel like it. But yes, we're actually on my deck. My house is right here. I've wound out ivy all around the front so the ivy catches the sun. And it reduces the house temperature by about 15 degrees. But, once again, I thought of what little things I could do to improve myself day to day. When I moved to this property, there was only 2 trees here. And as you can see, there's a virtual jungle. And all of that is so the sun can make my electric bill cheaper. Like right now, it's a little warm in my house. I got one air conditioner going, and that's it. And the whole place is opened up, and it keeps it in the 70s. And it's a little bit in the high 70s. So, I thought I would come out here. I got to move my hand because, I am not the springest of chicken. And for the record, I am left-handed. So I'll have to reach out off here. Actually, we have a trumpet vine we have ivy, and we have blackberries. Most of the kudzus died out. But we'll head back to Adrasdea. But you see, I just mentioned all this because these were little things that I could do to improve my position. Not the greatest things in the world, but my electric bill last month was $52.
I just don't want to feel this way anymore. That's all I want, is to not feel this way anymore, but it's impossible because it's what I am. For the last year and a half, I've waken up every day to people telling me that I will never be anything. I will never be loved. Nobody will ever want.
Now, in between 2000 and 2011, I buried everyone. I mean, my entire family, which wasn't a small family, died off within 10 years, leaving me alone. Now, that was psychological, and you felt how Adrasdea sounds. And the only reason that I'm mentioning that now is because it's a relevant point. We all have faced tragedies throughout our lives. It's how you deal with them. I did as best I could, and then unfortunately, a few years after taking care of my mother, when I was getting back on my feet, I started having seizures. It is what it is. And, once again, my family's all gone. My services have abandoned me. I'm trading hay because I can trade. With disability, I can trade for whatever I want. And around here, there's a trading culture. So, I just keep trading and trading up to advance my position, to maybe get me a few of the little things that I would consider a luxury that I've not been getting. Well, Cash, fortunately for me, hey, it's no effort, for me now. Now, if I had the equipment, it would be. But, someone else does the hay and I get half. Now, last year I asked him to drop off the equipment just because I wanted to run it again since it had... Well, now I did get disability. I get $840 a month on disability. And I stretch that out as best I can. And it's hard, and sometimes I go without. But you see, I never monetized my other channel of 3,000 subscribers. All I ever did was say, if you like my content, throw me enough for a dinner at the P.O. Box sometime. And in reality, Adrasdea has a voice. I've been looking for, because I believe everyone always has a talent they could actually bring to YouTube, and Adrasdea actually has a nice voice. There's no reason that she could not do positive content for tips and do vlogs. Once again, I put the bad behind me. I wake up every morning and put on my pants 2 legs at a time just to prove that I can. And then I go out there and do what there is. Now, we have all the hay up, and there's really nothing to do. I'm basically on sit-around time. I've got a few pepper plants that came up that, are looking nice, and I watered those earlier. But you see, Adrasdea got that money, and as she said, I'm okay for today. And my main goal on this channel is to call out the problems. Someone can be as crazy as they want, but on YouTube, we can't have creators putting their PayPals in title, which is completely against terms of service, and then threatening they're going to X off themselves if they don't get money from you. I mean, in reality, normally I could use a little tips, but with the way everything is with inflation, I don't even put my P.O. box up unless someone asks for it. And people have asked for it 2 times this year. Because it's hard on everyone. So, what I'm doing here now is I'm trading hay for other items to where, other people will bring me stuff I need. I mean, I'll trade for a couple bales of, hey, I'll trade $100 in groceries. You bring me $100 in groceries, you can walk off with those 2 roll bales. But I'm doing side things to advance myself, to mitigate the disaster that we lived in. And as I mentioned in my last live, Adrasdea worries about her $28 a month rent. My place is paid for, but my property tax is more than $30 a month. And if you have a house, I'm sure that your property taxes are above $30 a month. And now, one fortunate thing with my disability is if for any medical appointment, I have free rides to it. When I had a therapist, I had free rides back and forth to therapy. And if I need to go to the doctor, that's no problem. I just call the doctor and then I call the service, and then we have to do a little bit of phone tag, and then I have a ride to any medical appointment that I need. Now, once again, Adrasdea doesn't keep her medical appointments. And I'm going to have to take a thyroid medicine, and despite the fact of limiting fat for 35 years, I'm going to have to take a cholesterol medicine. But, I don't go to you guys and talk about all the little minutia in my life or all the little bumps in the road and expect you to be the lubricant that gets past it. And with my, I have 6 distinct ego states. That gives me 6 views on everything. And since it's an ego state, all those views are going in my head. That's why I can usually see the other person's point of view. And I argue with myself about everything. What order to do chores in, which would be best. I even tell myself to shut up. But Adrasdea does not have these positive voices in her head leading her anywhere. Her voices all lead her to being given, because her entire life she has cried until she got what she wanted. Aunt Kathy has shown me that too. That's one thing I love about family talking, is you can get some of those suspicions of yours, and that was one of mine. Because Rich Life badgered his dad to get whatever he wanted. That's why his mother said, "You killed my husband, you sex-crazed bummer." But like you say, Al, you do what you have to do, but Adrasdea doesn't want to do. It's like in a different post, you work, you rest, you play. In the last 2 days, I worked, and I've kind of rested today. And I went to the barn today to my big gaming table, and I played a game for a few hours, and I entertained myself. And then I came back to the house, I saw Adrastea's video, and I thought, well, this is charged and this is charged. We got another visitor. We got Chella. People's been asking about the Chella. Hi, Chella, too. Like I say, I'm sitting here kind of like a gymnast, and there's no lap to sit in. Now, I do. I plan on, now after this live, I intend on trying to look up any information I can on Letitia and do a live on that possibly this evening. When everyone's sitting around prime time. Come on for a little bit, for about an hour, because, thinking about it in reality, there's really not much to say. But, I knew when her bond was that low, all she had to do was give her card number to someone else, and she could have got her own money to get herself out. It would have just required a second human being. Oh yeah, she's over here right now, and you can see Summer there. She's taken over my streaming position, and Now I just dropped the other phone because I'm kind of holding this, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to come on and get this about Adrasdea on the record. Because, since she's new to most people, when there's important things that will show you what she is, I want to see it. I gave her a chance. She blew it. I mean, she found out she could get her meds. Myself and Cupcake, pushed her into doing that. And then she didn't do anything to get her meds or anything else. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Freak. We're getting off here in just a moment, and I will post this, but it'll take a moment for YouTube to get it back up. So you'll probably want to go back to the beginning of this right now and start watching, because I'm going to be gone in the next 3 minutes because I do have some chores to do. I've got to go over here and do dishes, and as you can see, I could use to wash my hair myself. So, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do some dishes. I'm going to wash my hair. I got a pound of hamburger thawed out, and I'm going to make something good out of that. And then I'll probably, and like I say, I'll go back to my YouTube job. I'll find out everything I can about Leticia. And then I'll be back sometime in between 8 and 10 this evening. And Richella was just about to jump right on top of me. My boneless kitty was about to make a big jump right on top of my bare legs. So I had to grab her. Oh, boneless kitty. And she does too. I mean, as soon as I start holding her, she just flops. Well, Jen, I've been on for about a half hour. But I was only coming on for a few minutes because sometimes it's going to be easier on Spacewise if I do a 30-minute live and post it. But, I do have chores to do and to clean myself up. But, I wanted to show how Adrasdea was in her short, threatening her own life if people didn't give her PayPal, and putting her PayPal in the title. And then someone did. And this is the behavior that will one day get us all yeeted from YouTube, which we don't want. So, I'm going to call out creators when they're going way over the line whenever they're doing it. I mean, yeah, Hagen. Now, I'm not even sure what time it is, but I'm going to find out everything that I can about Leticia. And then we're going to be alive later, and it'll probably be between 8 and 10. And if there are others live about Leticia, I'm going to try to squeeze me in between them. So that's my plan. But I wanted to come on just a little bit and, reveal that Adrasdea is threatening herself for PayPal. And like I say, you can't get any more terms of service than what she is doing. And now that she's got successfully threatened herself for PayPal, she's going to do it again and again. And that's, the big point here. Because she needs to be called out for it. And, I don't call, it's against terms of service to call for us to flag anything. But as I always say, just do what's in your heart. Personally, I find it offensive of her threatening to hurt herself for PayPal. And then getting it. If she wanted to sing a song and say, tip me, and someone gave her money, whatever. If she just came on and said, her short, and said at the end, I could use some help, and, whatever. But, her whole purpose of the content is to beg. And in reality, PayPal links are against terms of service. I've looked all that up, and I believe that is one of the back doors that YouTube has left open to where they can yeet almost everyone just overnight. All they have to do is try to, decide to enforce that little rule of theirs. But they have that rule because they want you to use super chats. And that's why. Now, I'm not sure if it's just monetized channels or not. I think it might be. But I'm not sure. But yes, I mean, she's going to do this over and over again. And I'll be calling it out over and over again. You know, and we'll try to get her to stop doing that. You know, if she wants to sit there and cry and accuse a grand conspiracy and call Adonis Paul a cult leader, you know, I'll say, all hail great leader, and smile as I'm doing it. But yes, everyone, you know, I'll pull this off of private and it will be right back up, but YouTube will have to process it. So, you know, if you've missed anything and want to see it, I would rewind right now, and I'm going to get out of here in just a minute, and I will find out everything I can about Letitia, because we really need to find out who got her out. I bet it's Mom, but it could be a simp. It could just be a guy she came off of a dating site. But I'm sure that Al's already on it, so I'm going to get off of here, and first thing I'm going to do is wash my hair in a bucket over here, and then get dinner. And well, Ronnie, that's basically what it is. Now, I've been watching some of her older deleted content on... Yeah, Robin, I'm going to be live later tonight and talk about it. Right now, I'm going to try to find out everything that I can. You know, my chores right now, I've got to take care of me, clean myself up, get something to eat, research everything I can about Letitia, and then I'll be live later. Somewhere probably in between 8 and 10 Eastern Standard Time this evening. But if someone else important is live, I will try to schedule mine in between theirs, because I do figure that other people will be talking about her, and Al may even go live. So, you know, like I say, I will be live about Letitia this evening once I get some facts, because right now, you know, all I can say, it all depends on who got her out. Was it a simp? Was it her mother? Or did she just give someone else her information to get her money off of her card and give to them? You know, or did she just call a guy from Craigslist or one of her other hookup sites? Or one of the old ones that we don't know about? All those are possibilities. And from listening to the info earlier, you know, I already had some commentary to talk about that judge. So we'll just fold all of that into the Letitia live. And I'll be back here later this evening, everyone. And, you know, when Adrasdea comes on, you know, ask her how good that weed and that PayPal is. And once again, I don't begrudge people weed. It's just threatening to kill yourself to get it. I think that's crossing a line. Well, hello, Brian. I'm getting off here, and this is going to be posted, and I'm going to be live later about Letitia. So everyone, have a very good day, and you will see Clean Roger later, and we'll talk about Baby Satan.